Hi, welcome back to the LCSW network. My name is Thomas Fletcher. I'm your host on this channel. In today's training, we're going to be covering 10 tips for a smoother licensing process. Tip number 1, submit a complete application packet. Whether you're submitting an application for registration or licensure, make sure you have included all of the required paperwork as described in the application's instructions. When sending important documents to the Board of Behavioral Science, keep a copy for your records. To confirm receipt, consider using a mailing service with a tracking feature. Tip number 2, create a Breeze account. Breeze is the Department of Consumer Affairs online service portal that allows you to verify a license or registration, renew your license or registration, submit a change of address, or request a duplicate certificate. Breeze is the fastest and easiest way to complete the renewal process. You can sign up for a Breeze account by going to www.breeze.ca.gov. Tip number 3, apply for your law and ethics exam as soon as possible. As a registrant, you are required to have taken the law and ethics exam a minimum of 1 time per renewal cycle until you pass the exam. If you have passed the law and ethics exam, you are no longer required to take the exam to renew. During your first renewal period, you can take the law and ethics exam every 90 days. During your second renewal period, you will have to provide proof of completion of a 12-hour law and ethics course when submitting a retake application. Tip number 4, understand your testing responsibilities. Take time to read your candidate handbook and ensure you understand the rules of the exam so you are prepared for your first day, for your test day. Also, be aware of the requirements for canceling or rescheduling an exam appointment. The candidate handbook also contains information that will assist you in understanding what to expect on the exam. Candidate handbooks and exam information can be found on the Exams tab of the board's website. Tip number 5, renew your registration timely. Once you're registered with the Board of Behavioral Science, you must renew your registration every year to count supervised hours and weeks of supervision toward the licensure requirements. If your registration expires or lapses, you will not be able to count supervised experience or weeks of supervision gained for the period in which the registration was delinquent. Remember, your registration is valid for 6 years, and that you must apply for a subsequent registration number if you need to maintain a registration after 6 years. Tip number 6, maintain your clinical exam eligibility and avoid losing experience hours. Very important. Once you have been approved for the clinical exam, you must take the clinical exam at least once per year until you pass to maintain your eligibility. If you fail to take the clinical exam within a year, you will have to reapply for licensure and could lose hours of experience that are more than 6 years old at the time of the new application. Tip number 7, apply for your initial license to be issued. Once you've completed all requirements for licensure, the final step is to apply for your license and pay the initial license fee. Registered associates may use the Breeze system to submit an upgrade from associate application. All other applicants will send in the request for initial license issuance provided on the board's website. After your application is processed, you will receive your license and certificate in the mail. You will also be able to check the status of your license at www.breeze.ca.gov. Tip number 8, gain an understanding of supervised experience requirements. Make sure all of the hours you gain will count towards licensure by understanding the laws that apply, including the necessary experience categories, supervisor and supervision requirements, employer requirements, and documentation requirements. Carefully read the FAQs for associates and guide to supervision available under the applicant tab on the board's website. Tip number 9, email your questions to the board. Emailing is the fastest and most efficient method to communicate with the board. By emailing your question, board staff can research and respond more thoroughly. This will also give you the advantage of being able to retain the response in writing. And the final tip, tip number 10, keep informed about what is happening at the Board of Behavioral Science. It is important that you keep informed of possible upcoming changes to laws and regulations that may affect your license or your pathway to licensure. Changes are posted to the board's website at www.bbs.ca.gov. You may also sign up for the email subscriber lists on the same website to receive notice of major updates, and you can also follow the Board of Behavioral Science on their Facebook page and their Twitter page. So folks, I wanted to cover this information as somebody who's gone through the licensure process in California. It is a rigorous process. I do recommend that you take it seriously like a job, you know, from the very beginning, from the time that you're graduating with your MSW and you're on the pathway to taking the law and ethics. Do everything that the board requires for that. And then once you pass your law and ethics exam, follow all of the procedures for getting your hours, getting your supervised hours. You got to follow it exactly. All right, so before we end, I just want to ask you all to smash that like button, to subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed, and please also share this with your colleagues, with your graduate school colleagues, your LSD, your fellow LCSW applicant colleagues, as well as your LCSW colleagues that have their licenses. Again, the purpose of this channel is to share information, to create a community of support, to create a community where we're supporting one another and we're practicing and we're promoting self-care so that we can continue to provide high quality care to our clients and our patients the way our profession expects us to. So again, I want to thank you for watching this video. Smash that like button, share this with your friends and your colleagues. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Bye for now.